Jake Elliott is out and ready to kick this one away. And away we go from Brooklyn. He'll take this at the 10. Uh-oh, it's a fumble on the opening kick. And they dodge a turnover there on the return. So here come the Bills for their opening drive. And we'll get a chance to see someone still in the early stages of their career, this third-year QB.
He gave us all the excitement we could hope for last week, but it wasn't all in a good way, at least for his team. Never knew if his throws were going to end in a touchdown or turnovers, and he had a...
He takes a pop, and the ball comes out! And it's picked up by the defense. Well, a lot of positives for the offense. They were moving the ball pretty well until they coughed it up to kill this drive.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. Really, outside of ball security, that was a strong opening possession for the offense. If anybody underwhelmed, it was really the defense. They got to play a little tougher. Now he's going to be a takeaway to bail them out. Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up. He's dropping back to throw. Has a man. It's Achane. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Fourth down punt coming up. Ethan Evans out to do the honors. And we'll see how his debut offering goes. He punted a couple of times last week in their loss, and now gets this one away. And he gets his offense in better field position here to start, up close to the 30. So here comes their offense for its opening drive. And leading them out, a rare breed in the NFL, their lefty QB.
Two numbers that a lot of people were focused on from his performance last week. That would be 3 and 0, as in touchdowns and interceptions. That's a quarterback who was efficient, aggressive in the right spots, but he took great care of the football. And of course, well, he cares less about those two numbers. He's more about the alphabet, like that letter W, picking up the win in that ball game.
They'll run here on first down. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Ooh, after that play, we can tell he's hurting. He's someone they need to help their playoff hopes. Training staff working on him now. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5.
Go.
Back to the well again. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Terrell Bernard tracking that one down. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3. Another carry for him. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Here we go, Shaq.
He's keeping it. He's going for it. And he's touched as they pick up that first down on 4th.
One thing you cannot say, Kate, about this offense is they're not bold. That was a bold decision, one they trusted the big guys up front, and they moved the sticks.
Come on, set. Ready.
Lone back gets the handoff. Past midfield to the 45. Past the 25. And he's all the way down to the 10-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
First down and goal to go.
Back-to-back carries here. And he's able to fight this down to the 2. Pushing the pace right away to start the game. They give it to him again. And he barrels across for the touchdown. The Black Knights take a 6-0 lead in the first quarter. No doubt about that one, Brock. They softened that defense up, that lengthy opening series, and then the front just couldn't stand up to the run as they reached the end zone.
Yeah, the numbers tell you, kind of just like baseball, you love home runs, you love explosive plays, but when you can play small ball and you can keep that defense gasping on the field, you can often run it right down their throats in the red zone.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. He fields it from the 8. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Bills offense all set for their next drive. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
You know, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
They run the counter to Achane. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, siphoning up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And it looks great flying through the air, Brock, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. Third down coming up. Throwing now off play action. That's complete. It's the rookie from Georgia. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Achane, a first down carry. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Now movement as somebody goes early. And for the first time today, we're going to hear from our officials.
Ball start, offense.
One of the most common penalties in the sport. And the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. Running it after the penalty. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, they were hoping to get outside and meet those guys at the second level. Well, someone from the second level came to beat him on his turf. And that meeting didn't go so well.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Achane reels it in. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line.
It's plays like that, Kate, right wrong, where I sit and judge a defense. I judge the awareness. I judge how well that coordinator's got him equipped to see what's going on the field, and not just see it, but attack it. And they devoured that screen game on 3rd down.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And he gets him out of the deep part of their half. This is out across the 20. This one returned for 11 yards. And they're going to take over possession. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he stopped after a nice gain up past the 25. And we haven't even hit the break yet, but already we're looking at this likely becoming a 100-yard game for him in the very near future, and expect more to follow after that. We're a quarter of the way through on this chilly winter afternoon. Neither side separating much so far. We'll return with more NFL action right after this. All right, it's about time to get started with quarter number 2. Home offense out, ready to go. They're looking at 2nd and 4. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5.
Set.
They're throwing it. Flush down out to his left. He's running for it. And the ground game works for the touchdown. The Black Knights pull out in front further, 13-zip. Oh, baby! He got loose, and after a few steps, there was nothing they could do to stop him. That, Brock, is the definition of a home run play.
You know, and when you go to draft, sign, or trade for a skill guy, you want him to have that kind of threat, that kind of breakaway speed. Don't always have to be a 4-3 guy on the track. You just have to be a guy that once you get in that open field, there is nobody, and I mean nobody in the building that was going to catch him.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Brings in the kick at the 9. Big shot at the end of that return as he gets it just past the 20. Possession switching back to Buffalo as their offense heads out. They haven't been able to get that offense going just yet, Brock. The deficit at 14. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Achane. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
Well, once we saw them on a collision course with one another, we know how inertia works. The bigger man, he wins.
So early movement from the backfield, Brock. They've jumped the gun a bit, and that brings out the flag. So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Dropping back to throw. And, oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Pat Surtain has it. He got in front of that one for the pick. Looked like that's the receiver it was designed to go to on that play, too.
Yeah, the QB just must have missed the lurky defender in coverage right there. That's where, as a QB, you've got to have the vision to not just see your route, but see those defenders in front of you. If you stare down your receivers in this league, turnovers follow.
And that carry only nets 1 on the plunge up the gut.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
They'll run now on 2nd down. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Offense set for a 1st and 10. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. And this is now a 100-yard game for him after that last carry. Man, what a strong day he's had running it for this offense. Might be trying to power this across, Brock. They've got 3 tight ends out there. It's 1st and goal. He keeps it himself. And he gets in. Touchdown! The Black Knights take a 20-zip lead. The fact that they pulled that out on a 1st and goal, Brock, didn't wait for a later down. Gotta imagine that played a part in its success, don't you?
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it. It sure did. And I would have loved to seen those eyes in the huddle, right? When you call QB sneak and you look at those guys in the huddle, the big guys in particular, many times they will tell you with their body language, we're ready to go. And that group certainly was.
That one right down the middle. And the Black Knight... to 21. Has this at the 6. And this drive will start inside the 25. Now we've got the Bills offense headed back to the field. And things are really getting away from them, so an important moment here to try and get a sustained possession going. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. Trying again, following the sack. He's got time here. They're on him again, and he goes down again. back-to-back takedowns behind the line of scrimmage set him up now with third down.
Well into this first half, still struggling to find any rhythm, and that's what sacks do. That is why these defenders get paid big money when they get those sacks in the stat column, because as you're seeing today, it totally disrupts the rhythm, the continuity, and any success for an offense. This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Fields this at the 42. And he's going to set him up with a pretty short field here, Brock, after getting a big chunk on that return. Now, after that play, we've got somebody shaken up, and you don't want to see serious injury in the midst of their playoff push. He's being looked at here. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Set. Go.
Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's able to take this down to the red zone. He's stopped at the 17. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
Here we go. Set. Set, go.
Here's the handoff. And he's going to have the touchdown. We'll see if he gets to keep this, though, Brock. We've got some laundry on the field.
Holding offense.
A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. All right, here we go. 2nd down.
Set.
They'll run here following the penalty. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Nick Herbig making the play. Give him only a couple that time. It's going to be 3rd down. Pass play coming here. He's on the move. That's caught for the 1st. And they get there to touch him down, Brock, but a big gain on that play. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal.
First and goal at the 2-yard line.
Working inside the red zone. Escapes the pocket. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. So the incompletion on 1st. Here's 2nd and goal.
Let's go now. 60 Bison. 60 Bison.
They give it to him up the middle. And he's able to take this one in for the touchdown. The Black Knights boat racing them to the halftime locker room. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Buffalo sending its offense to the field. And this drive, they need to come up with some type of answer because, well, Brock, we can almost hear those engines starting to gear up. They might have a boat race coming.
Yeah, I think everybody in the building can feel it. This has been so momentous one way, and as a competitor, you have got to stop that slide.
Right side and in the hands of Allen. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Pass into the hands of Dalton Kincaid. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. The Bills are going to go ahead and call their first time out. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting the first.
Let's go. Go.
to throw it on first down. Fits it through the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And it sets up second down. They gets this to Kincaid. And he gets this forward to the 19. Buffalo calls it second time out of the half. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. Complete to Coleman. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
He'll throw it yet again. And he's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo. The Bills chop some of the lead off before the half. Malachi Corley, the touchdown. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
Now it's Will Reichert on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bills cut the lead by a quarter, down now to 21. Well, Brock Barn, the touchback. This kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the final play of our first half. Back to throw it. He throws a bullet deep to... He's got it deep downfield. And they bring him down around the 34. We're to the halfway mark, and it's the Black Knights leading here in Brooklyn. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to our studios in Orlando. Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. More from you and Brock in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. We'll start our tour out in the city of Angels, Los Angeles. And it is the Chargers who have the lead in the second quarter. Justin Herbert with a touchdown pass.
Well, the teams are ready. The fans are ready. Let's give the people what they came here for. We'll jump past halftime and get right back to the game. Here's Reichert set to kick this away. Starting from the 5. Finds some space. He's past the 30. They'll begin from the 36 as the returner's brought down. The Black Knights are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And it's been impossible to contain this guy as both a passer and a runner all season. Late in the year, look, he's the leader among quarterbacks in rushing yards. On first down, they'll run. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset.
Best run games in this league at balance. Can run it inside, and as they just showed right there, doing damage on the outside.
They're set up at the 35 now.
Here we go.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he made the most of his running room on that one, getting it down to the 27. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Back to the well again. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Another carry for him. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there. Making a really close measurement to see if he got the first down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
Going to the ground again on first. And he's able to take this down to the red zone. He stopped at the 17. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Let's go now. Let's go.
Running for the marker on 2nd. And he'll have a short pickup down to the 17. Call it no gain, maybe 1 at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2.
3rd down and 2.
Here we go. Here we go. Check go.
They'll try and throw it here. Rolling left, buying some time. And they take this in for the score. The Black Knights grow the lead coming out of halftime. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Return starts at the 9. This return makes it up to the 25. The Bills set to take over offensively. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Let's go.
They'll come out throwing. He finds Kincaid. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
2nd down now, 7 to go.
Ready. Shut up. Alert. Alert.
Connection made to Coleman. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Trent McDuffie getting there for the stop.
You know, Kate, over the years, I have heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush your passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. His work begins at the 31. And it ends up a good return for him, up past their own 40. The Black Knights ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And he's been one of the best at leading an offense this season. As you can see, he's at second in the NFL right now in touchdown passes. He's keeping it. And good tackle, but a flag is down, likely against the defense.
Offside. Defense.
So after some careful consideration, they're going to go ahead and decline the penalty. First down, ball at the 36. Looking for a throw here. Getting out to his left. He's going to keep it this time. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. Like so many of the league's quarterbacks know how to do, this guy has really taken over much of this game, and it's been his dual threat ability that served as the catalyst for that.
And let's give him a lot of credit here, Kate, because he's the one who recognized there. Plenty to hit this defense with his legs. He's picked the right moments, picked his spots, and that stat line's benefited.
After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. From the 27. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Well, partner, I think this defense had enough. This QB has been getting out of the pocket and doing damage with his legs. But not this time. Great pursuit, great effort, and they're able to wrap him up for the sack.
Here we go, sack.
They'll throw on third and long. Escapes out to the left. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he carries it in for the touchdown. The Black Knights can cruise to a win, growing that lead further. Well, Brock, it looked like it took the full defense a while to recognize that he was actually running with it. I think it limited their ability to stop what turned into a pretty impressive touchdown.
I think you're exactly right on this one, Kate. Not too many scrambles go this far for a touchdown, and you got to give some credit to the guys around him. None of those receivers, tight ends, well, they just sold it. They didn't look back at him, had they? I think the defense is able to react and stop that touchdown. Instead, that's 6 big points on the board.
Here's a return from the 7. And it ends there, but a very short field awaiting them. He's out on the opposing side of the field. The offense getting... And they have tried on occasion to ramp up their passing game, but just nothing has worked with consistency yet, Brock. Might be why they trail near the end of this third quarter.
You sure love teams who excel on the ground, right? You love a physical game of football who can hammer at the opponent. But in today's NFL, it's just impossible to win if you don't have a passing component that's balancing it out.
And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
From the 40 on second down. On the quick slant, he's got Allen. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first. Here's A-Chain up the middle. And he works his way for a gain of 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up. Thankfully, only one quarter to play now. We've reached the end. This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12.
Here we go.
Back now, pressure on its way. Again, he's under pressure, and he goes down. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down.
Kate, I can already read the headlines tomorrow. This offensive line can't protect. This offensive line. But it's more than that. When you give up 5 sacks in a game, it's a complete breakdown of everybody offensively. Play caller, quarterback.
Into a crowd, it's the ball intercepted. Pat Surtain has it. And the Black Knights will take over as he picks off his 10th pass of the season. Wow, an aggressive choice to go for it on 4th and that kind of distance. And an equally aggressive play in coverage to pick that pass off.
Yeah, that down and distance, you're not running it, right? Too far to get to the stick, so that defense had all eyes on the quarterback. They knew that pass was coming. And it's one thing to know it. It's another thing to execute it and go take it away. That's a big momentum swing for this defense.
And he's going to take this one to the 25 before going down. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
Go!
Back to throw. Flush down now to his left. Connects with the open man downfield. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Ready?
From the red zone now. He's on the move. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Going jumbo set on this 1st and goal.
Set up!
They'll try and punch it in. Runs it in for the touchdown. The Black Knights running them out of the building. Well, we all knew what was coming when they got into that goal line formation, didn't we, Brock? And they just pound the rock in for an old-school touchdown.
I just sometimes love that stuff. Nothing fancy, nothing cute. Here's our formation. You know we're running right at you, and we challenge you to stop us, and you can't.
Elliott on now to attempt the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Black Knights grow their lead yet again. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Brings in the kick at the 9. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Now outruns their offense to take over. And all game, they have struggled to attack this deficit. Maybe they can do a little window dressing here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Escapes the pocket. They get to him and bring him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. Another try following the sack. He's in trouble, and they bring him down again. And the back-to-back sacks. Nice work by the defense there. Sets him up with a 3rd down. Setting up a throw. That's incomplete left side.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? They chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. Ball in his hands right around midfield. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. This offense ready to get going again now. And the way they have just been running it right through this defense all game, Brock, it's really been astounding to see an NFL defense defeated so soundly.
You just don't expect to see a defense at this level of football get worked so much on the ground. Every unit prides itself, at least a little bit, on being an old-school throwback team who can win a slugfest in the trenches. Yet this ground game, they've been doing all the slugging here.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
4 yards on the pickup.
2nd and 6.
They give it to him again. And in a rarity today, he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. Looks like no gain on 2nd down, and that leads us to 3rd and 6.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6.
Let's go now.
And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
When they draw up these plays for the quarterback, these are the type of results they're expecting, Kate. Something that could tear a hole in the defense, move the chains, and just as importantly, and maybe most importantly, put a seed of doubt and thought into that defensive mind that the QB can run at any time.
Oh, he's going for it again. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
Now some room to work. And the scoring will never end. It's another touchdown. The Black Knights throwing 6 more on the blowout. Ooh, baby, Brock, this one has gotten well out of hand.
You think so? I think this is utter domination. Going to be a lot of questions to be answered. I'm going to guess this is a press conference the coach isn't looking forward to.
Elliott on now to attempt the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Black Knights continue piling on to this lead. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Return starts at the 9. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Now this offense ready to head back out. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Searches from the pocket. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense is energized following that stick for a loss. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Pass play now. Anticipated the quick staccato pass there. It's knocked away. Incomplete.
That's a nice job there by the linebacker. He kind of looks like a cornerback on that, doesn't he? Perhaps those cover guys are going to have a little fun with him in practice this week because he looked like a DB right there, swatting the incompletion.
Throw on 3rd down. Oh, brother, it's another interception. And the Black Knights will take over as he records his 1st interception of our season.
Well, I'll admit, man, I got to admire the guts, the willingness to continue to challenge the coverage, even with 2 interceptions already. But there's his 3rd strike. And no, it's not baseball, but he definitely has to be smarter with what he's doing with the football.
They've got 1st down from the 31. Oh, flag is down here. This might be a free play. Rolling left, buying some time. And he's brought down, but there's some laundry on the field.
Offside. Defense.
Offense liked how that play went. They choose to decline the penalty.
That penalty is declined.
Wow, they're going to pass it here. Getting out to his left. He takes it himself. And stop me if you've heard this before, Brock. They've scored again, and they grow that lead further. The Black Knights continue adding to an insurmountable lead. So an exclamation point there. That caps off what, and I think you'd agree, Brock, has been a dominating performance.
Yeah, I would. Really in all phases, too. You know, I thought coming in that this would be a much closer game than how it's turned out to be. And you got to give credit where it's due. This offense has been outstanding throughout.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Another drive coming up for this offense. And they'll get one final chance in a game that, to put it mildly, Brock, has been a bit of a miserable experience for him.
Here we go, set.
Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. Coleman with the grab. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. They get 27 on the play. And that's good for a Bills 1st down. Only one play in, Brock, and this drive already to midfield. Finds Kincaid. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a 1st down. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 41. And this won't be caught. Clock is going to stop. We've got 14 seconds to go. Defender smart there to get a hand on that one. And what will they dial up on 3rd and short? Takes the handoff, now to throw. We've got a fumble, pretty close to midfield. And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play.
Well, you can just see the QB scanning, can't you? He's moving, he's looking downfield, but everything covered up on the back end. That 2nd and 3rd level defenders did their job, and what did it do? Well, free that pass rush up to strip the ball away from the QB.
New set of downs for him from the 46. The timeout's taken now as we have 1, possibly 2 snaps remaining in this ball game. New set of downs for him from the 46.
Let's go now.
Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. And that's incomplete, and it also stops the clock with just 5 seconds left. Woo, very fortunate that didn't go as a turnover, so it'll be 2nd down.
Here we go.
Back to throw now. Escapes out to the left. He's on the move. So hard work rewarded as they take a well-earned win in this one. And it's harder and harder not to mention, Brock, the possibility of an undefeated season as they add another to their total here in the penultimate month of the campaign.